season. Obviously, being at home is going to be nice. We are excited for Thursday's matchup. Just finally kind of seeing where we're at.
Right. We will open it up to questions. Just a reminder to please use the raise hand feature when you're ready. All right, Michael Griffith, you can start us off.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Coach, how's it going? So, yeah, just kind of going off of that, talked about the 2 first games. Can you just talk about your guys' schedule this year? And obviously you guys play one of the tougher schedules every single season in the country, but just talk about this season and what went into building the schedule.
Well, it's always complicated when we are building the schedule, just because of the I guess transition of our conference and all conferences. So again, we want to go out and play the Penn States, Clemson's, obviously, that have been successful as we always do. I think there's been a bit of uncertainty lately with scheduling because of the conference realignments. So we just tried to put together a schedule that would allow us to have a balance of home, away, and competitive to prepare us for conference play.
Kevin Kinder, you can go ahead.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not bad. So following up on that, on building the schedule, is that something that coaches in the conference, are talking about with the way that, those kind of things are going to play out in the future and how those are going to work? Or is it just still like so many other things, we got to see what shakes out?
Yeah, again, I don't even have our 25 schedule right now. So it's everything is so ever changing, and we've had to be really patient. I know when you are doing schedule, you're scheduling 2 years out, sometimes more, and it's very complicated lately. And I think everybody is feeling it just because of the realignments and are we going to go home or away, and those types of things. So even when we do know, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, we might have had we might have had to go last year somewhere. We have to go there again because of the shift with the Arizona States. So hopefully we'll get, in a better rhythm of expectation earlier. So we can build a schedule that we feel is going to be manageable non-conference and to prepare us for conference play.
Greg Carey, you can go next.
Yep. Coach, you guys, results wise fared better towards the end of last season. Have you done anything in preparation for this year to try to ensure that you get off to a better start?
I think that was another, tough balance of scheduling and just making sure that, we have a good balance, kicking off at Duke, it was a tough first game. So, maybe we're going to not put a Duke the first game to ease ourselves into some things. I think anytime you're transitioning, losing professional soccer players, we have to just be mindful of how quickly can we replace those players and rebuild. So this year we're a little bit more, we're trying to be a little bit more mindful of that. How quickly can you rebuild when you lose such impactful players, but also have a balance of a schedule that gets you to the NCAA tournament when you don't know which conference tournament's or conference games are going to look like. So it's calculus, baby.
Kevin Redfern, you're up next.
Hey, Coach, personnel question. Can you tell us a little bit about the goalkeeper room? It looked like last year when Keizo was off the field, it was Mackenzie. But all 3 of them kind of have a very similar path to getting to Morgantown. So what's that looking like? Is there competition? Have you made any decisions?
No, every day it's a tryout. We feel that, we're in a pretty good place with all 3, but we've been able to see some things in training, and we're hopeful that we have all 3 could step up and take on that role. So we'll see next 2 training sessions who will be in the net Thursday night.
Michael Griffith, you're up next.
Yeah, so Coach, still early, but what phase of the game do you guys think that you can take most advantage in, whether it be first, second, final, third, and or does that change game by game for you guys? What is it more of?
Yeah, it's really hard when we have to acclimate so quickly. You know, we've been in camp maybe 10 days, and no other sport besides women's soccer. We get 10 days and we go. We don't get to train them over the summer. So that kind of gets a little complicated, your question, but again, we lost, 3 players from the back. But we feel like we will our building phase from the back forward, our first phase of the build. Annika's coming back. We believe we have some players to really fulfill that. But you have the likes of our midfield, which is a lot of our 5th-year kids. So we feel really good about the midfield because of experience, and there's no replacing experience. So I would probably lean, if I had to answer that question, right now, I would say probably the midfield's going to be where we feel the most confident in such a short time frame to coach and teach and move forward. So I don't know if that was exactly what you asked me, but I would probably say because of experience, that would probably be our most experienced line in our middle third.
Yeah, that works perfectly. Can I follow up on that and just kind of say, on top of that, what kind of excites you most about your roster this year?
It's just a really I would probably say we just have such a great balance of talent, but also hardworking young women that want to work their talent. They really don't want to fall short as we felt we did last year. So I know coming into camp and whatever day number we are in camp, these girls have really been working hard and intense, and just really want to make sure they're bringing max effort. So that's been the most exciting because there's no substitute to work. So that's been nice.
The next question will come from Kevin Redfern.
Coach, AJ getting some love in the Big 12 preseason all-conference team. Can you just tell us a little bit where she's at going into this year, and kind of personality-wise, can you explain her a little bit?
Oh, that's I'm giggling because to explain AJ, the kid is a soccer talent. She has a high soccer IQ. So when you watch AJ and as we study AJ, she's a kid that rarely makes the wrong pass, where some kids you have to say, hey, look at, you know, right decision, bad execution. With AJ, it's usually right decision, right execution. Or so AJ is definitely a soccer mind and somebody that we have a lot of faith in with her decision making. She is a kid that just is enthusiastic and passionate about the game and sees the game at the high level. Very kind individual. She stayed here all summer to definitely impact and be more impactful than she was last year. I think it was her 3rd year here where she scored 4 goals in that season when we won the Big 12. So I know she wants to be more productive in that final third, scoring goals.
Kevin Kinder, you can go ahead.
But you knew you weren't going to get away without a transfer portal question. Uh, Baseball program the last couple of years been really good. Built a lot of their success on players from the portal. Football looks like that is ramping up. What are the keys for you when you are in the transfer portal, other than just good players? Are there a couple things you try to hone in on? And have you talked to any of the other coaches here about, hey, how are you managing this process?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, I'm embracing it. And, this is going to be my 29th season, and I have to embrace change. And the transfer portal's here to stay. And it's been something that we took very serious going in and making sure that we're talking huge about character. And then are they a tier 1 competitor? Do they want to get better? Do they want to compete? So I think a lot of it's probably that emotional piece. Video, you can see the technical, tactical. So I think we're just really trying to find a balance of, yeah, there's talent, But there's talent of how hard you want to work and compete. And then there's what kind of character are you as a human being? And are you a good teammate? And do you want to be not only the best player you could be, but also a teammate in person?
In evaluating those things, the kind of the intangibles that you're talking about, how important is it to get them on campus?
Really important. It's really important. And again, nobody can be perfect with the emotional intelligent piece, but having them on campus and really trying to spend that time looking them in the eye and asking them some hard questions. And then on the flip side of it, that's a huge opportunity for us to gain that knowledge, but just really putting the work in, understanding, why might they be leaving, and what kind of character of why they're leaving and what kind of character will they bring, talking to club coaches, talking to anybody that might have any kind of encounter with them.
All right. And our final question this afternoon will come from our iPhone. I'm sorry, I don't have your name.
Oh, it's me.
Oh, it's
Sorry,
Andy.
I don't know why that didn't show up.
Figures,
That's
Caridi.
hilarious.
It
I know,
figures.
right? Well, best for last, right?
You're like the
Taylor
shadow,
White-
dude.
Yeah, I kind of just go under the radar. That's how I do things. When you talk about Taylor White and the season she had last year, she taken any big strides this year? I mean, confidence has to be at a high, I would imagine, and she's one of the more talented players in the league. So how is she coming along?
Yeah, Taylor had a great summer. She went home for a little bit of it, played on a team there, and then came back early and started working with our people here. So most definitely the confidence that Taylor brought, being our leading goal scorer, and but also the maturity. Like, she is in our leadership group that we have, and has a really good understanding of who she is on the field and off the field, and then what the expectation is of this program. So Taylor has really grown and matured, and really excited to see what she brings this season.
What team does she play on in the summer?
Caridi, you're gonna make me look bad on my first.
No, that's okay. Hey,
It was a team in Cincinnati, but I have no idea. No idea.
No, it's all right. Ball is ball. I mean, is that normal for girls to go out and just kind of do that before? Like, I don't know if that's a optional thing or.
Yeah, we'll recommend which players we think need that technical and tactical aspect. We'll recommend what players just need to be here and get fit. So yeah, it's a fine balance, because sometimes you don't want to put too many games under your belt, and what will that look like? So we really collaborate a lot with the athlete and make sure it's a great fit. And obviously I collaborated really well because I know which club she played for. So yeah.
No, I mean, that's a good answer. It makes sense. I mean, some players obviously need to develop more, and some just go get some games in. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Any other questions for Coach? All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you.